No one knows when it is evening, when it is afternoon. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shaktir Bhaktir Bhavati Naistikim Yasham Bhasuryamanayam Krishnir Paramapurusher Bhaktir Utpadate Punsha Shokamohavaya Paham. Hare Krishna. So once again, thank you very much. And we have started with the discussion. The actual Srimad Bhagavatam starts from Canto 2. So first canto was an introduction that introduced of why and how Maharaj Parikshit happened to be at the Ganges. Samjhe na? So why he really came there? So how did Srimad Bhagavatam take birth? भागवत का जन्म कैसा हुआ और इस भागवत का जन्म होने में किस किस व्यक्ति का हाथ है. So basically when you talk about birth of something, somebody is the cause of it. So who is the cause of the appearance of Srimad Bhagavatam? Who caused that to happen? It has to be the need of someone to receive it, and it has to be a someone who is willing to fulfill that need of somebody. So there has to be always a giver and the taker. So it simply introduced the nature of the taker and what impelled him to accept it. So sometimes it's like if your child tells you something that, Daddy, I want this. So what is the first thing you will say? Why do you want? So therefore, first thing is a want of Maharaj Parikshit, and second thing is why did Maharaj Parikshit want? So why did Maharaj Parikshit want that?
I think because he got cursed on the 7 days, or after 7 days, he will be like him.
So that is a curse. But sometimes curse could be meaning. Just like most of the time. Do the people accept anything that comes to our life? Do we accept as the gift of destiny, or do we find a way of fighting what comes to us? What happens in the most of the cases? Fighting, trying to avoid what comes. So Maharaj Parikshit, he could have also done that. Tried to fight. Said, Krishna, I'm a big king, you know that. I have done everything good. I have done nothing wrong. And I am your excellent devotee. Top of that, I am a king. I give protection to everyone. What have I done? Simply wanting to have a glass of water was my problem? Isn't it? He could have justified in every way. And Maharaj Parikshit, as he fought the personification of Kali, could he not find the destiny of curse also? How many of us can fight Kali Yuga now? Raise your hand, you can fight.
We are all fighting with Mahamantra.
But we are fighting, but are we winning?
Yes, we are winning.
To what level?
Kali goes away to other people who drink, eat meat and all that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But Kali is also, are you getting old?
No, ever young.
No, the body is getting old.
Ever young.
The body is getting old, so it's the vikaram of Kali. It is getting old, and I'm sure, okay, we'll make you eat just 2 spoons more than what you can eat.
Yeah.
And tell us what happens to you tomorrow. You tell us what happens to you tomorrow. You can fight the destiny of Kali. So Maharaj Parikshit succeeded. So in the same way, Maharaj Parikshit, due to his strength of devotion, as Krishna says, Yogo balena chaiva, by the strength of devotion, he had that ability to fight the law of nature. That is the appearance of Kali. So he could have definitely fought this. But did he make any plans? He didn't make any plan to fight. But he accepted as the destiny of or will of Krishna. Sometimes, if we don't have too much information about what Krishna can do and how Krishna can come to our life, we would accept as destiny. Isn't it? It's just like when you cannot define the strength of somebody or some object, then you might have to give an example of something which can be communicated. Just like if a child is asking you, saying, Baba, who is the strongest man of this world? Then you might have to give an example saying, your father. Isn't it? So if he cannot communicate with anything better, you have to give an example of something that he can communicate to. He can communicate to his father because he makes his father horse every day. So he experiences the strength. So here, Maharaj Parikshit, because he understood exactly what Krishna can do and how Krishna does things, he accepted as the destiny of law of nature. Same thing happened in the case of Dharmaraj. Who is Dharmaraj?
Yudhishthira.
No, the Dharmaraj.
Vidur. Vidur.
Dharma. The bull.
Yam.
The bull that we talked about. The bull that was protected by Maharaj Parikshit. His name was Dharma. That's the name of the bull. When Maharaj Parikshit went to Dharma and said, "My dear Dharma, who caused this to you?" What had happened to him? Dharma को क्या हुआ था? So he had three legs that were lost. So Maharaj Parikshit being a king, he said, क्या हुआ आपको? किसने किया ये? तो फिर महाराज परीक्षित, he could have, Dharmaraj could have said directly, this guy did it. Because Kali was right next to him. He said, this guy did it. Then he did not do that. He said, you know what, this is a very complicating question that you have asked. I don't know whether it is a destiny to something that I have done in the past that brought me here. Maybe this guy was just a mail deliverer, a person who delivers the mail. Sometimes the mailman, you think he's going to bring a positive news all the time? Along with your paychecks, maybe sometime you get a police ticket also. And this both act is done by the mailman. So either in the case of positiveness or in the case of negativeness, the mailman has nothing to deliver more than the mail. So therefore he said, maybe this guy Kali simply was a mailman for me. That he delivered something that was meant to come to me. Maybe it was prarabdha karma, the act of something that I have done in the past, which has arrived today in the form of this guy. So therefore, I don't know whether it is my destination. That's the first answer he gave. And he said, maybe this guy is doing something to me so he can create more reaction to himself also. So I don't know what is the reason. So in that way, Maharaj Parikshit said, well, इसीलिए इनको धर्म कहते हैं, है ना? कि महाराज परीक्षित जब पहुंचे थे, ये जो बेल था, जो धर्मराज था, धर्मराज का कली के साथ कोई डायरेक्ट नाता तो नहीं था ना. ऐसा नहीं कि वो ये मेरे रिलेटिव मेंबर, इनको बचानी चाहिए नहीं तो मार डालेंगे, ये कोई डायरेक्ट रिलेशन भी नहीं था. वो बुरी तरह से फंसा भी सकते थे, फंसाए नहीं. तो पता नहीं है क्या हुआ है यहाँ पर. Maybe it's reaction to something that I have done in past, or maybe the Lord has sent some information to me in the form of losing these three legs, so I can understand something that He is trying to send as a messenger. Maybe that is the reason. Or else, it may be that this guy is becoming a problem to his own life by using me. Isn't it? So now Maharaj Parikshit could have said, okay, because you are not identifying what is the problem, I am going away. I am not going to do anything for you. Because you have to accuse somebody. In today's day, somebody has to be accused, somebody has to be the subject, and somebody has to be the cause in order for somebody to be punished. But he was an expert king. Just like example is given by Prabhupada. You get beaten up in the street as a devotee, or something happens to devotee. There are three ways of seeing a problem. What is the three way? You as a subject of the problem, how do you handle the problem as a devotee? You say maybe it was the plan of Krishna. Yes? Say one of us get into problem. Let's pick some names. What names should I pick? Anyone does mind being in the spot? Okay, say Pankaj Prabhu. Pankaj Prabhu is the subject of the problem. And Satish Prabhu brings the problem to him. So there's two names. Okay? So he's going through the problem. He as a devotee of Krishna, what would Pankaj Prabhu say? That is the arrangement of Krishna. Krishna is trying to teach me something through this lesson. Okay? He is bringing a problem. And Satyanarayana Prabhu is seeing the problem. You are the seer of that. Satish is the cause of problem that is brought to Pankaj Prabhu. Okay? So now there are three angles of dealing with this. As in the part of Pankaj Prabhu, ये क्या सोचेंगे? It's an arrangement of Krishna. Okay? As in the part of Satyanarayana Prabhu, What do you see? It's okay, Pankaj Prabhu is suffering, it's arrangement of Krishna, don't worry. I'm going to help him out. So, is there a same way you see through the problem? So, as a devotee, you have to see through the problem different way now. Now, you have to be smart enough how to deal with that problem. You as a dealer, because you are the judge. How Satish Prabhu should be dealt with what he has done, because you have the power to do that. You have to decide. So now Maharaj Parikshit perfectly decided that. Although Dharma is not really accusing anybody. But how do I see the problem? Is that this guy is causing a problem to Dharma, so therefore, how did Maharaj Parikshit react it? He chastised Kali. And he punished. He gave the right and punishment, judgment. And when Kali surrendered, he also gave him a shelter, but limited. Because you are weak at this, anything that you are weak at, I will stop on that, and you can go and leave this place and go somewhere else. So therefore, when Maharaj Parikshit was the subject now, before was Dharma. How did Dharma deal? He did not criticize anybody, but Maharaj Parikshit make the judgment. Now who is the subject here? Is Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit is subject. Who is the cause of problem? Who caused the problem to happen? It's a Brahmin boy.
Sringi.
Sringi is the problem now. So somebody has to deal with the problem. Who dealt with it? No. The father of Sringi. He said that from now on all the Brahmanas should be powerless.
Samik.
That's Samik Rishi. So he actually, up to then, any person born in a Brahmin family would have a full power of a Brahmin. So from that day on he said, because the Brahmanas are not using their power properly, I deprive you of all this power that you can't do anymore. So after he be fine chastising his son, and it's a big curse, isn't it, to the son also. All the power, all the education, everything that he has got as inherited. Right now there is a big election that took place, isn't it? So somebody lost. Everything that was inherited for last 30 years will be lost now. So it's a big problem. So Sringi was punished this way. So Maharaj Sukadev Goswami comes and he brings a solution.